Hey guys, what's up? So, do you want me to use a blue marker? Black marker or a red marker? Come on, take your pick. Oh, are you wondering what I'm saying? Take your pick. Pick either of them. All right. I guess you want me to use a red marker. Well, so I'm going to go ahead with the red one because this is my pick. If you heard me carefully, I used a very new and fun phrase to start this lesson, which is take your pick. Well, yes. So this is one phrase which means choose among the given options. So this is how you can make your conversations a lot more fun by adding some interesting, conversational, friendly phrases. Yes, the warning of this lesson is that some of the phrases that I'm going to tell you can only be used with friends. So be careful about where you use them. So let's together learn some friendly conversational phrases in this fun lesson with me, Michelle, and let's get started. So here we are and we have some interesting phrases with us. So the first one that we have is I'll say. Okay, but I'll say what? Okay, let me tell you. What it says is not what it means. So let's say that you were flying from a particular city to another city with your friend and you had this amazing smooth landing. So you will possibly comment about the landing and tell your friend, oh wow, that was a smooth landing. And your friend would be like, I'll say. Can you guess the meaning? It means I agree, yes. So I'll say is used when you agree with something. Hey, that was a delicious pizza. Well, I'll say. Okay. So this is a smart way of saying I agree, okay? Now let's move on and look at our next phrase, which is a fat chance. Aha, a fat chance of something happening. Okay, just imagine this very narrow lane and a really fat bull, okay? Think about how that bull is going to go through that narrow lane. Do you think there's a possibility? No, it's a very low possibility, a lean possibility. I'd rather say it's a fat chance. Yes, you got it right. So fat chance means when there is very low possibility of something happening. Low possibility of something happening. Okay. Have you ever been in a very boring class? I've been in boring classes very often, and usually I'm the one teaching. Oops. Okay. Well, if you've been in a boring class and your teacher is just not leaving, but one fine day she tells you that, okay, I'm going to leave the class early today. And your friend comes in late to the class and you tell him, hey buddy, you know what? She's going to leave us early today. And your friend is just not ready to believe it. He might go, fat chance, like no possibility because she always leaves us on time. Okay, so that's how you're going to use fat chance for something which is just not going to happen. All right, so next one is, I rest my case. Have you been to the court? Well, I'm glad you haven't been, but if you've been, you must have heard of such phrases. But as I told you, this lesson is a friendly lesson. So we're not talking about the court, but we're talking about a discussion or let's say a conversation between two friends. Well, let me tell you my conversation, which I had the other day with my friend Rachel, okay? So, obviously, I'm not a very good cook, but I don't like to accept that, okay? So, the other day, my friend was just telling me, Michelle, you're such a terrible cook. You don't know how to cook. I said, no, I can cook instant noodles. And then she was like, yeah, I rest my case. Can you think what it means now? Okay, so she basically told me I don't need to say anything else to you because only people who don't know how to cook would end up cooking instant noodles, or else you'd be like, yeah, I can cook pasta or pizza or I can bake a cake. But I didn't say any of that. I just said I can cook instant noodles, and she was like, yeah, that's why I'm saying that you're a bad cook or you don't know how to cook. So there she goes, and she told me I rest my case, which means I don't need to say anything else. So that's how you can use this very cool court-like phrase which can be used in friendly conversations as well. The next one is, so what's the catch? So let's say that you're in a situation where everything is too good to be true, okay? For example, you're looking for a job working from home and you're on the internet and you find this really cool job in which you need to work from home only 5 hours a week and you earn something like $2,000. What? There must be a catch, which means something must be wrong about it, and that's why it's showing such a lucrative job. So if you tell your friend that I've got a job like this, where you have to just work 5 hours a week and you can work from home and you get like $2,000, and your friend goes like, what's the catch? There must be something fishy about it, something tricky about it. So what's the catch means when there is something fishy. So STH is something, when something is fishy. Okay, now let's look at this. So recently, me and my friend, we were planning to go for a movie. And she was like, let's go to the mall instead. I was like, we already made a plan to go for the movie. Why do you want to go to the mall? And she said, because it's a weekend sale. We can go for a movie anytime. But it's a weekend sale right now, so it's a better time to go to the mall. And I was like, yeah, good call. Which means that was a good decision, a smart decision. So she's a smart cookie, which means she's a smart girl. She makes good decisions. So good call is used when you make good decisions. Perfect. So, as I started this lesson with, take your pick. Do you want me to write with the black marker now? Do you want me to change it? Yes? No? Oh, okay. We'll still use the red one. Okay. So, take your pick is choose between the two. So, I think these days teas have got a lot of different flavors. Like you have green tea, you've got black tea, you've got white tea with milk, and I think purple tea is coming out soon. Maybe some of you might have just had. Maybe tea with poppy seeds, or yeah, I've seen rose tea with pink shades. So basically, if someone comes home, you could just lay up so many beautiful tea flavors and go like, take your pick, which means pick the one you like. So that's take your pick for you. Now the next one is make yourself at home. So now when your friends come at home to have a cup of tea and you tell them take your pick, just to make them feel more comfortable, you could say make yourself at home, which means feel like you're at home. And why do you say that? To make them feel comfortable. Because obviously, the most comfortable place in the world is, home sweet home. So of course, to make someone feel most comfortable, you will say make yourself feel at home. Perfect. Now, this is a global, big world, but it's very small at the same time. Do you agree? Have you heard of this phrase? It's a small world. So basically, it's a small world is more like the other day I went to the mall and I happened to see a friend that I studied with in school. I saw her like after 4 years and I was like, hey, how are you? And then she was like, I'm great. I said, how are you here? She said she was here for the same movie that I went for. So I told her, it's a small world. We just get to see each other at such unusual places. Or maybe this was more usual, but what I mean is, it's a small world is used when you happen to see people after a long time, coincidentally in the same space. That's it's a small world. Now the next one is no hard feelings. So this is a little bit more serious than the rest of them. So if you have an argument with a friend of yours, maybe let's say that you were in a group of people, okay, or maybe you were at office, and one of your friend passes a really bad remark about you. Maybe they were just joking, they were not serious, and you knew that they were joking, but you felt bad. So later on, your friend comes and apologizes and goes like, I'm really sorry for what I said. I want to apologize. And then you go like, it's okay, no hard feelings, which means I don't feel bad about it. I've forgotten about it. Let's move on, okay? So no hard feelings is more like it's okay when someone apologizes to you. But this is a bit more serious. So you will not say this when someone steps over your foot. So let's say someone was walking and they stepped over your foot and go like, sorry, and you go like, no hard feelings. That's not okay. Maybe there you want to say it's okay. But when it's a bigger matter and someone is apologizing, that's where you might want to say, no hard feelings, bro, or no hard feelings, sister. Okay. Now the next one is the more the merrier. I think we need to decode this first. Do you know the meaning of the word merry? M-E-R-R-Y. So merry means happy, and merrier means happier, of course. The more, the happier. Did you get the meaning now? So the more people are there, the happier it is, the better it is. So if you're organizing a party and your friend says, can I bring my boyfriend along? And then you go like, yeah, the more the merrier. It's good if more people are there. It's more happy. So you could say happier or merrier. So this phrase should of course be used with merrier, but just to help you understand, you could think of it like the more the merrier, the happier. Okay, now the next one is join the club. I really like this phrase. So oftentimes it happens that I'm quite overstressed because of my work and I'm really loaded. So recently I was quite loaded with my work and I called up my friend and I was like, I'm really loaded with work. I've got so much to do. And she told me, join the club. Do you know what that means? So she said that she also has a lot of work to do. So it's nothing new. So we are both in the same club. Don't worry. So join the club is when you're in a particular situation and you tell your situation to someone else and they tell you, don't worry, I'm facing the same problem. Okay? So that's what join the club is. Facing the same situation. Right. So if you're in your university and you have this particular professor, maybe who doesn't teach well and you don't understand anything in the class and you have your exams coming up, so your friend calls and tells you, hey, I cannot understand anything that this blah, blah, blah guy teaches. And you go like, don't worry, join the club, which means you're also facing the same problem as them. Okay. Now moving on, where was I? Where were you? Do you know where were you? Okay, where was I is not used for a physical situation, but more for a, conversation. So let's say you were talking to your friend face to face, you were meeting someone over for a coffee, and you were telling them about your marriage plans. When are you planning to marry? And then suddenly you get a call from your office, so you go out, you take the call, and you come back. And then you don't remember what you were telling them. And you completely forgot what topic were you talking about. So you go back and tell your friend, where was I? Like, what was I saying? So that's how you can use it. When you don't remember what you were going to say. So I have this friend, his name is Jack, and he's quite smart, but he's single, yeah. And he's been single for quite some time, and recently he fell for this other friend that I have, Rachel, that I was talking to you earlier on about in the lesson. So he really likes Rachel, and he did not know that she was engaged and he was hitting on her all this while. And the other day he came and told me how much he likes Rachel. I was like, but dude, she's engaged. And then he was like, what? Just my luck. So he was very sarcastic because after a very long time, he fell for a girl and he really liked her. But he considers it his bad luck that she's taken or she's engaged. So this phrase is more like just my bad luck, but you don't need to say the bad because it's quite understood. So just my luck is like a sarcastic phrase to talk about how things always go wrong with you. Perfect. And let me tell you one final story. I know I talk so much. I have this friend Jeremy, and he recently got hired by Google. Well, of course, I know why. I know it's so cool, right? And he's earning like $200,000. Yeah, of course. But big deal, because his uncle is the vice president. Did you get the point? So here, if I say big deal, it means that it's not a very big thing because he was favored by his uncle and his uncle helped him to get the job. So big deal means that when you get something because you were favored and it's not a very big thing. So big deal is actually the opposite of what is written. It's more like it's not a big deal. So as you can see, the last two phrases are quite sarcastic in nature. Just my luck is sort of negative used for a negative situation. And the same way, big deal is also used for a negative situation. So well, I hope you've got some interesting phrases now that you can use with your friends to make your conversations more fun. So go ahead, use these phrases and get talking. I'll see you very soon with another English lesson. Till then, take care, keep speaking, keep learning. See you very soon. Bye-bye.